So people say dumb things about video games all the time, but we at GameRanks think a few of them just really stood out. So here is the 5 stupidest things people said about video games. Number 5. The 700 Club's Pat Robertson has said, murder committed in video games is no different than real life murder. Yeah, that's the level we're starting at. So by this logic, I've had experiences that are no different than real life, in that I've been attacked by murderous tribes of people who have been stranded on an island. I've personally stolen a lot of vehicles, and I used my smartphone and I hacked the living hell out of Chicago. Take that, Chicago. And I've also been a physician, because I played Dr. Mario. All this stuff is super equivalent to real life. So obviously Pat Robertson is definitely not saying anything stupid here. Nope. This is just one of those times where you have to remember, if you agree with Pat Robertson on anything at all, maybe it's time to reevaluate your stances on whatever anything is. Number 4, the developers of a video game called Bible Chronicles: The Call of Abraham went to Kickstarter to try to raise funds for the game. Their goal was $100,000, but they only raised $19,000. He said something to a writer that made him question whether or not they believed the devil was scheming against them. So he asked for clarification, and the co-founder of the company creating this game said, "I believe that 100%. His business partner added, "It's very tangible, lots of factors raining down on us like fire and brimstone." The writer interviewing them said, "Nobody is winking or joking. There is no irony here. This is absolutely serious." Now, I took the liberty of looking at this game a little bit, and it looks not good. So there's this thing where you kind of have to create something that looks good for people to fund it. I feel like if somebody made something like this that was of some actual quality, I, along with a lot of other people in the same position as myself, would have a lot more trouble judging it so harshly. But the fact is, the game just looks terrible. And unless Satan made it so that they have no idea how to make a decent looking video game, Satan had nothing to do with how bad this went. Number 3, the International Committee of the Red Cross said that war crimes in video games should be punished. The ICRC, which is their acronym, is concerned that certain game scenarios could lead to a trivialization of serious violations of the law of armed conflict. The fear is that eventually such illegal acts will be perceived as acceptable behavior. Now, it's important to note that they clarified they're not asking for censorship, but just hope games took a more realistic approach to situations that would probably get you in trouble for doing in real life, regardless of what many people consider war to be. That doesn't change the level of dumb in this statement, though. Okay, let's say in a game, we capture a terrorist and torture them for information. In real life, that causes severe international diplomatic problems. In a video game, you're typically not in a position to have any idea whatsoever what is going on the diplomatic end of things. In Battlefield, you're not on a battlefield. And pardon the double negative, Call of Duty is not called Call of Diplomatic Solutions. And certainly there are problems with war games. I'm not making any attempts to say that there's nothing culturally wrong with games that simulate and glorify the military. There's certainly tons to be explored in there by people significantly smarter than myself. But do you think that when you do something in a Call of Duty style game, you should be made to sit through a virtual military tribunal? Because no. Just no. Number 2, Glenn Beck thinks Watch Dogs is creating a population of hackers. Or at least did when Watch Dogs came out. And to be fair, we all thought a lot of things about Watch Dogs that did not turn out to be true. But Glenn Beck, definitely at the top of that heap. Okay, so in Watch Dogs, the city is controlled by a central OS. The traffic lights, the street lights, basically all of the city systems, including ones that have nothing to do with lights, are controlled by one piece of software. That, ignoring the fact that a city would never do something that stupid, if it got hacked, you'd have control over everything. That's why Aiden Pierce with his iPhone are able to do anything in this city. I'm Aiden Pierce, and while I have control over the entire city's infrastructure, I cannot access my own phone's file system. Thanks, Apple. So, ignoring the fact that Watch Dogs is utterly ridiculous for one moment, Glenn Beck is a massive blowhard. He's a fearmonger, an opportunist, and frankly, a massive zealot. The things he says should not be taken seriously, because not only are his own opinions utterly bonkers, but his own opinions don't even matter if he thinks he can incite some kind of reaction in saying things. I wonder if whatever app Aiden Pierce uses to hack has in-app purchases. Yeah, it probably does. And number 1 belongs to everybody's favorite idiot, Jack Thompson. I'm just gonna quote it and then we'll talk about it. Nobody shoots anybody in the face unless you're a hitman or a video gamer. I went ahead and Googled shot in the face, and in 0.52 seconds, Google came up with a pretty fair amount of results. Now, I went through a few of the results, not all 2,050,000 of them, and I didn't really see a whole lot of video game anything. I did see a former vice president. Do you think Dick Cheney played a lot of video games? Cause, he shot someone in the face. And that doesn't count though, right? Right? No, Jack Thompson is a total moron, and I'm so happy he got disbarred. So anyway, have you ever heard anything really stupid said about video games? And this doesn't have to be by a notable figure or anything. It could be a family member, a friend, somebody you overheard at the grocery store. Just, we're interested. Post a comment with your experiences or just talk about these, because these were amazing as well. Don't forget to click like on the video though, because that will help us a ton. And subscribe if you haven't already. We upload videos daily, and the easiest way to get those videos first is to have a subscription to us. We thank you so much for watching this video, and we appreciate your time. We will see you next time here on Game Ranks.